Weezy on the track, boy.
In the golden era of sportswear, brands like Nike, Starter, and Adidas dominated the hearts and minds of classic sports fans. But there was also another name making waves during this period: Logo 7, later known as Logo Athletic. If you owned a piece of their gear, then you were a part of a movement that defined sports fashion in the 80s and 90s. Logo Athletic not only carved out their own lane in a strongly contested market, but they built a legacy that lasts to this very day. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the rise and fall of Logo Athletic, the untold story of a vintage sportswear giant. But before we get started, let me first say Merry belated Christmas to you all and Happy New Year. This is the last video that we're doing of 2024, and we made a ton of progress this year. I'd like to thank all of the fans out there who supported us and helped us get the channel to this point, and I just want to say we got lots of big things coming in the new year. But with all that being said, let's jump right into it. The story all starts in Indianapolis, Indiana in 1971, when Logo 7 was founded by Thomas Shine. Shine had an idea to start the company when he was just an assistant to Indiana Hoosiers head coach John Pont. During a coaching clinic, 3 Green Bay Packers players came through wearing t-shirts with their team logos on them. That's when Shine realized that there was a market for similar shirts with college logos. By 1976, Logo 7 had acquired a licensing agreement with the NFL to sell apparel with logos from all 28 teams. The name Logo 7 actually came from their focus on high-quality embroidery, with the number 7 symbolizing luck and excellence. By 1980, Logo 7 became the only company licensed to print and sell knit shirts and warm-ups with the official Summer and Winter Olympic Games logo. In 1984, Shine sold the company to Herb and Mel Simon, who went on to own most of the malls in America. In the early 80s, the Simon brothers were on a buying spree. They also purchased the Indiana Pacers. But such a connection allowed Logo 7 to make some very important strides in the sportswear market. Their jackets, jerseys, and hats became staples in households across America, especially among diehard sports fans. One of the reasons for their success was their widespread availability. The Simons made sure to get the brand in front of its target audience. You could find Logo 7 in department stores, sneaker shops, and sporting good retailers all over the country. For a sportswear brand at the time, proliferation was actually a good thing. Normally, oversaturation can cause fans to grow weary, but for a brand like Logo 7, trying to gain traction in a market that was currently populated, they needed their stuff in as many stores as possible. They seriously laid the groundwork for the retro aesthetic that we know Logo Athletic for today, even though it wasn't called Logo Athletic just yet. In 1992, the Simon brothers decided to offload Logo 7 to Toltecs Corp. Toltecs went on to continue basically down the same path set by the brothers. But it was at this time that the name was officially changed from Logo 7 to Logo Athletic. Reason being, they thought that it better reflected the company's focus on licensed athletic apparel and merchandising. While the Logo 7 name originated from the company's birth, producing basic sports apparel with logos, the company had expanded its offering to including a wider variety of athletic and team-related apparel. The new name, Logo Athletic, highlighted this broader focus on sports merchandise. They believed the name carried a more professional and industry-specific connotation, appealing to both retailers and consumers looking for authentic, high-quality sports merchandise. 92 was the year Logo Athletic really began to hit its stride. They started signaling a shift toward a more modern, dynamic identity. They expanded their product line, focusing on bold, colorful designs that resonated with the growing popularity of sportswear as everyday wear. The rebrand worked really well. Logo Athletic became synonymous with game day fashion, with its iconic starter-style satin jackets, snapback hats, and team-branded pullovers. They were running neck and neck with the biggest names in the game at the time. But the sportswear market exploded in the mid-90s, and competition heated up. Brands like Nike and Adidas dominated with cutting-edge performance gear, while Starter and Champion captured the streetwear and fan market. Logo Athletic struggled to differentiate itself. While their products were popular, they didn't have the cultural cachet of Starter or the innovation of Nike. Their distribution model also relied heavily on retail stores, which faced increasing challenges as consumers' habits shifted. By the late 90s, Logo Athletic faced mounting financial pressures. The sportswear market as a whole had taken a hit as streetwear began to make its official entrance. More niche brands had popped up, and suddenly, consumers no longer wanted sportswear like that. In 1998, a local group headed by Shine, the Simon Brothers, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway bought the company back from Toltecs. But by then, the writing was on the wall, and not even they could save the brand from bankruptcy. As the 2000s rang in, Logo Athletic signed away their license agreements and trademarks to Reebok for $83 million less than what it had sold for 3 years prior. Reebok briefly revived the Logo Athletic name in the early 2000s, but by then, the market had moved on, and the brand faded from public memory. That is until the snapback boom of the 2010s. As retro styles always seem to swing back around, so did snapback hats and retro sportswear. Brands like Starter and Logo Athletic were seen as OG, and their retro 90s styling recaptured the attention of customers. Even to this day, vintage OG Logo Athletic shark tooth design hats go for hundreds of dollars on the resale market. And in fact, next to Starter, Logo Athletic is probably the second most respected sportswear brand from back then, which stands as testament for just how great the work that they did all those years ago actually was. Logo Athletic is not one of those brands that got bought out and rehashed for a newer market like Starter or Champion. They just kind of lingered around, respected as one of the classic brands from yesteryear. In many ways, Logo Athletic represents a simpler time in sportswear. A time where wearing your team's colors meant everything, and fashion was as much about passion as it was about style. The rise and fall of Logo 7/Logo Athletic is a reminder of how fast the sportswear industry evolves. While the brand may be gone, its impact on fan culture and its place in the history of sportswear will never be forgotten. But what do you think? Were you a fan of Logo Athletic back in the day? Do you own any of the vintage items now? Hit us up in the comment section and let us know. And if you made it all the way to the end of this episode, then please don't forget to hit that like button and share these videos too, because liking and sharing these is the only way the YouTube algorithms notice smaller channels like ours. And if you want to be updated whenever a new episode drops, then hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. That way you can be reminded every time a new video comes out. I'm Nate the Great from Take Flight 214, and as I said, Happy New Year to you all. And going into 2025, we really plan on doing a lot of new things. I want to start doing a live show, but I want to make sure we got enough of a audience to actually have it worthwhile. You know what I mean? I don't want to be streaming for like 3 or 4 people. So going into the new year, I'm going to be doing a couple of new things, just kind of testing the waters and like dipping my toe into the whole pool of live streaming just to see if it's something that you guys would actually want to see. And if so, then we'll be doing multiple episodes a week on top of that, including the live stream and the weekly videos such as this one. But with all that being said, again, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, signing out for 2024, people. Happy New Year. And we'll check y'all next year. Peace.